Hi, and welcome back to jaredbodine.com, the tech you need to know. Well, today is the day that Google has finally released to the world Google Wi-Fi. Google Wi-Fi is a product from Google that is made by them. Unlike previous routers like the OnHub, which was really made by TP-Link and Asus, this one is all Google, and it's their wireless network made to run on a mesh. Today I'm going to unbox it, set it up, and give you a review of the product.
Brand new Google Wi-Fi, home Wi-Fi system by Google. There it is. It actually looks a little bigger in person than it did in the commercials. Each one of these could be the main one that plugs into your router or a satellite. Doesn't really matter which one's which. Inside here, startup instructions, power cable with a USB-C connection, flat Ethernet cable, and two more power adapters that do not come with the Ethernet cable. And that's on the bottom here. You can see that's for your Ethernet to your provider, and that's just for your network internal stuff. But the nice thing about Google is it allows you to use both of these. If it's a satellite location, both these can be used to connect to devices for local internet. And then that's your power right there in the middle, USB Type-C. That's it. Google Wi-Fi, make sure you get the app.
In order to set up the Google Wi-Fi, you will need to use an app either on iOS or Android. You connect one end of the Ethernet cable to the teal-colored port. The power cable is the one right in the middle, and it doesn't matter which end is up or down. That's one of the beauties of USB Type-C. Once the router is ready to get configured, you'll see the strobing blue lights. Open up the app on your phone or tablet to get started. You'll spend a lot of time watching the app tell you we're working on it, great things are worth the wait, it's coming, be patient. Yeah, it does take a while, but it does eventually work. The nice thing is, while it's doing that, it's doing all the complicated stuff for you. You don't have to know what it's doing. I had to reboot my modem and my router a couple of times before it actually started to work correctly. It made things take about 5 to 10 minutes longer than I wanted, but it wasn't exactly complicated. Once your router is set up, then it asks you if you have a satellite, and if you do, if you'd like to set it up now. Keep the app open, move to the next location you'd like to set up your satellite, and just plug it in. Once the satellite boots up, you'll push next on the app, and it'll pretty much automatically configure. There's even less work to set up the satellites than the router. It'll take just a couple of minutes, and then you can move on to the next. Repeat the same process you did for the second satellite as you did for the first satellite. Again, Google takes care of all the configuration and hard work for you. All you have to do is plug in the power and make sure it's close enough to the router to be connected. Then Google will get updates for the main router and the additional satellites. That again will take a few more minutes. I found the user interface mostly intuitive, but only if you don't really want to do a lot of fancy things. You can look through a list of all your connected devices. In some cases, it doesn't really give you a very detailed name, so you don't know what it is. The good news is if you know what it is, you can manually edit the name, so next time you look through, it's a little easier to know which device is which.
Well, as with any product, there's going to be both pros and cons, and the Google Wi-Fi is no exception. In the pros column, it's pretty obvious once you get started how easy it is for a novice to set up what could otherwise be a very complicated Wi-Fi network. Rather than having to spend time tinkering with web interfaces, everything's done through the app. It's a good thing and a bad thing. The app, of course, is very simple to use. It's meant to be set up by anyone. The downside is the simplicity of the app limits your ability to do more intricate things. I, for example, liked to have the ability to do MAC address filtering, which if you don't know what that is, don't worry. Long story short, I can't do that anymore. That's a downside for me. Another downside is you only have one plug in the back of your main router. One is used for the WAN, which is the one that connects to your modem, gets you online. The other one's available. You can hardwire one device. Well, if you're someone like me, that isn't going to work. So unfortunately, what I've had to do is I've had to resort to using this large gigabit switch that I've not really preferred to use because it's kind of loud and it generates a lot of heat. It's in the room that I'm in now, and you might even get to hear it in the background if you listen very closely. Another pro of Google Wi-Fi is its ability to handle a high volume of connected devices simultaneously. I have a smart house, so there's a garage that's smart, there's the doorbell, the thermostats, light switches, you name it. I have so many connected devices that my last router just couldn't keep up, and it kept on dropping devices randomly. The throughput was just too low because there was too many devices all requesting signal and data at the same time. Google Wi-Fi is designed with smart homes in mind. The bottom line is Google Wi-Fi is a really excellent product. And if you would like to recommend this to someone who's not really a tech person, just wants blanketed Wi-Fi throughout their house with a little setup and configuration and as little maintenance as possible, this is definitely a home run product. If you're more of a techie that likes to tinker with your router settings, you want MAC address filtering, it's going to be a little more complicated or even not even possible, depending on the feature you're looking for. I'm still trying to suffer with connecting all of my devices the way I'm used to with my old router. I'm sure I'll make it work eventually, but it just is a little lacking from what a techie is used to having. Thank you for watching my unboxing, setup, and review of the new Google Wi-Fi home Wi-Fi system. If you have any questions or would like to know anything else about me, feel free to send me a message in the chat down below, and please subscribe to my videos on YouTube. This is JaredBodine.com, the tech you need to know.